Today we're going to talk about two unsung heroes for capturing audio on the wedding day, and that is the Sony TX660 versus the Instamic Pro. So let's start with the Sony TX660. This little recorder has been a lifesaver as of late for capturing speeches, and I want to briefly talk about the features that make this recorder such a great option for wedding filmmakers. Number one, its small, lightweight, and ultra-thin design makes it easily concealable during the wedding reception. It's super easy to use with one-push recording along with locking features so that you can have confidence knowing that no one is going to accidentally turn this recorder off mid-recording. That's super beneficial for any type of recorder that you have when capturing live audio. You have 16 gigabyte internal memory with a USB-C charging port, and data port makes it easy to load your files, charge the recorder, so it gives you one less SD card to worry about, which is just a nice feature to have. Number 5 is the LED screen, which I personally love. For me, I need that confidence, I need that reassurance in these devices because without them, I'm overthinking. I'm second guessing myself, and honestly, that's just a game that no one wants to play when it comes to capturing weddings. Number 6, the battery life is actually insane. I've gone through 2 weddings without charging it before and was still able to capture everything I need with still a lot of juice left. So battery life in this thing is really good. I have a mic sleeve that I attach to the DJ's mic, hit record on the recorder, slide it into the hold position so no one accidentally turns off the recorder, and then peace of mind settles in, knowing that I have one quality source of audio rolling. And the beauty of this recorder is that there's little education involved right out of the box. It's a simple plug-and-play solution that really removes a lot of room for error when it comes to capturing quality sound. So if you're still learning audio, you need a reliable option. You need something that's not confusing, that's easy to use, and that's going to give you quality sound. The TX660 has been a reliable source for me. But those are the features and some reasons on why I love this recorder. But now let me show you guys some real world examples.
Some of y'all know, but I've got Sherry Beth and I have a nickname for Grace. Her name, it's Peanut. And the origin of that story was when she was born, the very first ultrasound that we saw was a tiny little thing.
But I am so unbelievably excited about the man you are going to spend the rest of your life with.
Imagine delivering your beautifully crafted wedding films with a platform that not only showcases your work in stunning quality, but also enhances your client's experience from the moment they hit play. And client experience is so important to me, which is why I use VidFlow. VidFlow is so much more than a video delivery platform. It's a way to not only elevate your brand, but impact your couple's first-time experience in a powerful way. A few reasons why I love VidFlow. There's seamless delivery, which lets you share your films instantly with a simple, personalized link. Stunning presentation because first impressions matter by ensuring your films look the best they can through a customizable gallery that truly reflects your brand. And couple convenience by allowing your couples to access their film on any device, anywhere, at any time. With VidFlow, you're not just delivering a film, you're delivering convenience, joy, and a lasting impact that your couples deserve. Use my code WAYWARD at checkout to receive 20% off an annual membership so that you can start elevating your client experience today. Now let's dive into the Instamic Pro. This ingenious recorder started out as an Indiegogo campaign back in 2015. And a ton of interest within the community, myself included. This all-in-one recording solution was a super innovative choice for us as wedding filmmakers looking for a discreet way to capture quality sound throughout a variety of scenarios. And for a while, the Instamic worked great. There was no need to really invest in anything else. Until one day, it just stopped working altogether. But before I get into my experience with the Instamic, let's just dive into some of the features that this little recorder has. For one, it's omnidirectional with 32-bit float, which is going to be significantly better than 16-bit recording and more flexibility in post, and yeah, it's got better audio features. It also shares the same 16-bit internal memory as the TX660, It has 22 hours of record time with 32-bit float. Now, that is not continuous because the Instamic only has about 4.5 hours of battery life at a given time, so this isn't consecutive record time. Along with the TX660, it also has a USB-C connection, but one of the biggest differences is the Instamic has wireless Bluetooth support. And you can sync the Instamic with a variety of timecode systems like the Tentacle eSync, the Atomos UltraSync, and even your mobile device. The biggest downside, in my opinion, is the fact that there's no LED screen. So this doesn't give me that reassurance and that confidence that I like to have personally on the wedding day. Now, since it does have Bluetooth support, obviously there is an app, and you can use that app to make sure that you are recording, to see your levels, and to start and stop recording. But I find that this is more of a nuisance than it is a benefit because that's just another device that I have to pull out to make sure and give me that confidence that this device is working the way it should. But the form factor and the mounting options makes this a more desirable option because it can be more discreet in how you use it on the wedding day. And of course, it is available in white, so it can be used for the bride and certain situations with her as well. Now, if we're comparing the TX to the Instamic, of course, the Instamic does have 32-bit float recording. It has Bluetooth and timecode capabilities, and the TX simply does not. But the TX is more convenient and reliable, in my opinion, than the Instamic. And that's just based on my own experience with the Instamic. And even weighing your options, you have to ask yourself, is Bluetooth really even necessary? Is 32-bit float even necessary? Some would argue that yes, 32-bit float is the new standard, which, there's some truth to that for sure. But based on what I've captured with the TX, I feel that there's a lot of tools out there now, a lot of AI tools when it comes to audio enhancement that can take really decently captured audio from a recorder like the TX and make it sound super professional. So I don't really think versus 32-bit and 16 makes a drastic difference. Now, I'm sure there's a lot more flexibility because 32-bit float is technically like raw audio, and you can manipulate it and do a lot more with it. But again, is it worth it? That's a question you really have to ask yourself. Personally, I do like the Instamic for the fact that it does have a white version and it is a lot more discreet. I could see me using the Instamic, the white version at least, for the bride. But since I have the DJI Mic 2 in white, I don't really need the Instamic in white. So the Instamic is certainly more versatile than the TX, but I don't think it's as reliable.
Believe it or not, before this handsome man in front of you, used to be a huge nerd. Still kind of is. I remember countless nights of even skipping school to max out achievements on Xbox or Lego robotics. Back in the 8th grade, yeah, you remember that.
All right, so now that you've heard examples from both of these recorders, let me just talk about some of my qualms with the Instamic. And since I've used both of these recorders, why I really prefer the Sony over the Instamic. For one, it's the additional devices that you need to offer that reassurance and that confidence. Now, while you don't need the app to start and stop recording with the Instamic, again, it's just the fact that having a screen on the Sony TX gives me a lot more confidence in myself and just that reassurance and peace of mind that I need on the day to just tell me you're good, you're rolling, you're capturing the speeches. You don't have to second guess yourself with the Instamic. Because with the Instamic, if you're not using the app and you hit record, you can see the red display light indicating that yes, your recording levels are hitting, but then after a while, when you go back to get your Instamic, there's nothing. There's nothing showing. It's just a blank circle, and it gives you anxiety because you're like, wait, did it stop recording? Is it still rolling? So you have to click it to then get the display light to turn back on. And it's just, I'm getting a little passionate about this because it just gives me anxiety. And the Bluetooth inside the Instamic isn't something that I have a ton of trust with because there were several weddings where I thought I was recording. It showed me that I was recording, but when I got back home and I loaded those files or tried to find those files from the Instamic, there was nothing available. It told me it was recording day of, but then when I got back, there was nothing to show for it. And thankfully, I had a backup solution to pull from. But if that was my only source of audio, I would have been screwed. Now, come to find out, the reason this was happening was because I needed to update the firmware. So of course, once this was resolved, the Instamic started working the way it should. But the thing is, you're not always up to date on the firmware updates or when you need to update this recorder in order to make sure that everything is working properly. And again, that just made me feel anxious about using this recorder during the wedding day. It didn't give me any kind of trust or confidence that this was going to get the job done anymore. And that's really where doubt and concern came into play with the Instamic for me. And that's just why with certain Bluetooth recorders, things that need constant firmware updates, I'm a little hesitant. I just want something that's simple, that has everything I need built into the recorder, like the Tascam DR10L, the 10L Pro, the Sony TX660. Give me a system that has everything I need in the recorder. Gives me an LED screen so I can see my status. I can have that confidence and comfort knowing that I'm recording and that I'm capturing quality sound for my couples. I don't need something that is going to give me anxiety or uncertainty on whether or not I'm actually doing what I need to be doing. Now, the thing is, I'm still taking those proper precautions. I'm treating every device I have as if it could spontaneously combust at any point in time. So I'm making sure that I have backups on backups on backups. So I'm plugging in the DJ soundboard. I'm generally miking everyone up during the speeches, first look, letter readings, whatever it is, ceremony. But really when it comes to these devices, you're really investing in peace of mind. And peace of mind trumps features, in my opinion, especially when you're considering the TX versus the Instamic or the TX and the DJI mic or the Instamic and the DJI mic. For me, I'm investing in peace of mind. I'm investing in reliability, in trust, in ease of use, and in simplicity. Now, that isn't to say that the Instamic isn't a great option to consider. This has just been my experience, and that's not going to be everyone's experience. I know a lot of filmmakers who use the Instamic religiously. They love it. They've had great success with it. I've even had success with it whenever I first used it. Because the fact does remain, it has 32-bit float recording. It's smaller. It has Bluetooth and timecode support. And yes, it comes in white. So it's going to be a little bit more versatile for multiple scenarios throughout the wedding day, especially when it comes to audio capture for the bride. But when it comes to choosing between one or the other, you have to really analyze your current needs and how you plan on using this recorder. Are you looking for something that's more versatile that can be used in multiple scenarios? Or are you just looking for something during the reception? For me, I just needed something during the reception, and that's why the TX was a better choice, especially for a secondary solution when it comes to audio capture. But what are your thoughts on both of these recorders? Drop a comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear from you. So until next time, keep creating and telling beautiful stories. Peace.